6 since the intro. Strapped on the radio, Glock kid in the trench coat. Y'all quick with the insults. I stick to the stencil. Find sick instrumentals. Convicts in the pen, no. Convicts in the pen, know what? I been had bars though. Bitches on my bumper like models posing at car shows. You ain't hardcore, use a...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rich Radio Season 2, Episode 1. This is Johnny with my boy Vanezzi, and of course you know Rich Radio stands for respect, integrity, confidence, and honesty.
You already know. And we do have a very, very special guest in the building. One of my personal friends, somebody that I've looked up to that's taught me a lot of game, somebody that's one of the realest, definitely in the industry, if not one of the best MCs ever. Give it up for King Crooked.
I like that intro, man. Can you put that on my mixtape? What's happening?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the audio tomorrow.
There we go.
Now, man, one of the things that I wanted to ask you about first is what was your main motivation to become an MC, man? What was like your main motivation, your building blocks for becoming an MC?
Man, just I always had a passion for poetry. I wrote a poem book when I was like in the first grade, you know what I'm saying? And it was like silly poems. We get on the bus driver cuss, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, you know, whatever, but my mom put it together and she made a little book out of it called Poem City. And, you know, that's where it all started, you know what I'm saying? And you know, my mom, she pushed me, man. If whatever I wanted to do, it don't matter how poor we was, she motivated me. If that's what you want to do it. So she took me to the studio for my first time and, you know, things of that nature, and just soaking up hip hop, man, being a fan of everybody rapping, and, you know, just the average story that you know, makes a person want to become an MC. And back then we wanted to do everything, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, I want to learn how to DJ, I want to scratch, I want to beatbox, I want to rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, we soaked up the entire culture, you know what I mean? And it was something to escape. You know, we like I said, we grew up below the poverty line, so, you know, rapping was an escape. Yeah. You know, it felt great to get off a good 16 bar. You know what I mean? It took the mind somewhere else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I understand.
All that, man. You know.
I remember my big ass trying to be a b-boy and trying to spin on the ground and all that. Yeah, I looked stupid, but I tried. You know what I mean? I tried, and I decided to stick with music instead, man. And one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it back about 10 years. Now, I met you 10 years ago.
Right.
And the process of meeting you.
I was 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like I don't know, I think I was like 17.
You feel me?
No. But the crazy story is that I went to the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences for audio engineering school. Right. I went there because, you know, I was involved in some stuff in the streets, and I had to do something with my life. So my dad was like, what are you gonna do?
Salute that.
And he's like, you need to do what you love. What do you love? And I said, music engineering. I'd already started teaching myself. And he was like, well, find a school. And luckily enough, Conservatory is in Phoenix, right up the road, 2 hours away. So he helped fund it for me. You know, shout out to my dad. He's a real man. He's helped me a lot. My mom too. I have a great support system. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to get up to Cali to be able to even meet you. Right. But the craziest part about it is that when I heard Murdering MCs for the first time, I mean, it blew me away. That's what made me an instant fan. That's when I was only listening to Crooked Eye. That's it. That's the only thing that I was listening to for years, bro. And then I met Careless. Word. Careless, COB, shout out Careless, shout out Tim West. You know, This Is Music Volume 2's coming out. Your boy's Truly's gonna be mixing and mastering that one. You know what I mean? It's gonna be fly, but in meeting Careless, and I met him when I was going to school. He was living in Phoenix at the time. We ended up moving out to LA at the same time, and we linked back up. Right. And one of our goals was to be able to rub shoulders with you. And that's a true story. You can ask him to this day, and he'll tell you the same story. And we, I think Careless had hit up Silver Satin.
Silver Satin.
Online. Shout out Silver Satin, man.
Eastsider. What's up, Silver Satin?
For real. He's a real dude. He actually, the first thing we did with him is he did a 21st Street annual block party. Right. And it was the first one he did. and he had me and Careless go perform on the corner of 21st and Martin Luther King.
Man, you was in the hood.
In the hood here. So they was looking at me kind of crazy, like, who's this guy? Silver Sounds like, no, he with me, he good. And they showed so much love. It was so much love out there. Warren G was out there, a couple other people. And that's when we first met him, and he kind of let us do that and let us rub shoulders with some of those people. And then we asked about you. And he was like, well, you know, I'm putting together the show with him and Technique called The Face Off at the Rhythm Lounge in Long Beach. And he's like, I'm gonna give you guys a little VIP section so you can rub shoulders and talk to him. And that's how we met, man.
That's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. Fate brought us together.
For real,
you know
man.
What I'm saying?
For real.
Yeah.
No, it's a blessing because I've learned nothing but game and honest game from you. Yeah. One thing about you that you do, like honestly, outside of your lyrical skills and the way that you word things, wordplay I think is so important. It's almost like a motivational speaker, like Eric Thomas, right?
Right.
Like the way that you say something is gonna play a bigger role in someone's decision on what they do after they hear it.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And you kind of have that. You have that knack to yourself that makes people want to listen. And then when they hear you do a punchline that is not only really complex, but easy to understand.
Right.
I mean, and honestly, I think I feel like Kenny is really good at painting a picture with his rhyme
Kenny
schemes.
Horseshoe Gang.
Yes, Kenny Horseshoe Gang. Shout out Horseshoe Gang. And that's something that grabs me and I think grabs a lot of people. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I guess just tell the people when it comes down to it, tell them about Horseshoe Gang. What's Horseshoe Gang doing?
Horseshoe Gang, man, they got a new album called Dope Lyrics Matter coming out in July. They just been grinding, you know what I'm saying? They did a series called Mixtape Monthly, where they drop the mixtape once a month on Dat Piff. Right now, you can go check it out right now. You can download each one. Basically, man, just to show the work ethic, the passion, you know what I'm saying? It's not easy to make a mixtape every 30 days. And it was quality, you know? A lot of our favorite rappers, you know, they make an album once every 2 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's easier for them to compact that album with pure dopeness, you know, because they got 2 years to do so.
And pick up 2 tracks that they recorded over.
But if you got 30 days to come up with an album worth of material, you know, and you still manage to pull off something dope, that's commendable. So they did that, man, and you know, a lot of people were like, whoa, you know, these dudes can rap. And now they have Dope Lyrics Matter coming out, man, this July. And I just want the world to pay attention. I don't want them to sleep on some of the greatest rappers I've ever heard. And that's not because they're my brothers. No, that's real. You know, when I listen to them, sometimes I get upset because not enough people are hearing what I'm hearing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're some of the greatest rappers on the earth right now. Yeah. And I think a lot of people need to pay attention.
I couldn't agree with you more. And not only are they amazing MCs, but they truly love it and believe in it. Right. First time I met Luciano in the studio was when he was reading a book. Actually, first time I met him was when we did the Hood News. Remember that?
Yeah, the Hood News.
After you did the, what was that song? Dreams or Big Dreams.
Yeah.
Or Dream Big. Or
Dream
something.
Big, Akon, yep.
Yeah, you had Akon on the hook, and I remember we did kind of like a B-roll kind of video.
Right.
Remember? And Luciano, the whole time, everyone's turning up, everyone's over here turning up, he's there reading the book.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because he's such a deep person. All of them are. All of them have a unique quality to them that makes up the Horseshoe Gang. Yeah, that makes it to where it's literally a super group. And people that don't know about them, you know how people are about listening to something new. They're kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to spend time on it. Right. But spend time listening to Horseshoe Gang. I guarantee if you're somebody that loves hip hop in general, if you like rap, if you like storytelling, if you like lyricism, nobody's touching them right now, for real. And that's me speaking directly to the camera because nobody's competing with that right now, honestly. That's real.
Well, let's go back to what you just said in the beginning of that, man. You just said that those are some of the best lyricists, best songs you probably ever heard. Right. But you worked with Joel Ortiz, Joe Budden, Royce the 5'9". I mean, right? Emenim, you know? And you're saying that, you know, with all your experience, that these guys are someone we need to be listening to, man. Right. So you know, and these are your peeps. So, you know, to see your people that come up under you to get to that level, man, like under your guidance, you know, like what was the process that you did to kind of get them to where they need to be?
Well, when they were young, man, I used to You know, like I said, we were struggling, man. We was poor. I don't have no problem talking about it because I want people to hear that part of the story. You know what I'm saying? Because all too often they think, okay, you just became successful out of nowhere, and they expect the same thing. No, you know what I mean? We were poor, we were struggling. We had to put in a lot of work, we had to grind, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I want that part of the story out there too, so if somebody is in that situation, they understand that they can make it out. You know what I mean? If I can make it out, you can make it out, everybody can make it out. But yeah, so, you know, I used to leave the house and be like, yo, you know, I got these 8 bars a piece for each one of y'all. I want y'all to learn these raps and say them to me when I get back. So I hit the streets hustling, you know, young teenager. Come back, yo, you spit, ba-da-da-da-da. All right, you, ba-da-da-da-da, you know, and like clockwork, you know what I'm saying? And then pretty soon they just start picking up the pen on their own. And it got frightening, you know, how good they became. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I said, man, you're right. I sat and watched M record. I sat and watched, you know, the Slaughterhouse record. I've sat in the studio with Dr. Dre, working with Dre. I've sat in the studio with Snoop. You know what I mean? I even sat in the studio with Tupac when I was young. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, I've seen the greats do what they do. These dudes are great, man. And I don't want people to sleep on them, you know what I mean? Because it's the truth. So wake up.
For real.
Horseshoe Gang.
Now, just leading off of that, now, I know you just put out The Good vs. Evil, which came out in the end of 2016, right?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah.
Now, what's happening with that? You got anything else following up with that?
Yeah, Good vs. Evil is going to be a tetralogy, 4-part series. You know what I'm saying?
A tetralogy?
Yeah. So
okay, I just learned a new word. Right
yeah,
now.
man. 4-part series. You know what I'm saying? It's basically a concept album that takes place in an alternative reality. Yo, what's up? It's King Crooked, Shady, COB, Slaughterhouse, all that. And right now, you're rocking with R.I.C.H Radio. Keep it locked, all right? Salute.
You have a squad of people that stand by you, that are loyal to you, that every time we was in the studio, it was a party. You know what I'm saying? We had a good time every time we was in there. But the fact, one of the things that you did that always, you know, boggled my mind how you did it, is I never really saw you write nothing down. Right. You know what I'm saying? I always saw you'll just be standing in a corner like, you know what I'm saying? And you'll be like, okay, I'm ready. And you go in and just, boom, just fire that shit out. And it blew me away how you put your songs together, how they're so intricate and you have so much change-ups, but it all still meshes together and you ain't even writing it down. Is that how you've always done music, or did you start writing and then kind of transition?
I started off writing, man. And then it transitioned into that from, you know, I started losing patience for writing. You know what I'm saying? I started losing patience, like, nah, I ain't gonna write this. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, because there's other stuff I need to do, man. I gotta be doing this, that. So, you know what? Let me just listen to the beat, zone out, feel it, let the music talk to me, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll talk back. But actually, I wanna start back writing, because really, that's your supreme lyricism right there. Because you can edit, you can scratch that line, you can do, you know what I mean? There's so many things you could do. That's premeditated murder. You know what I'm saying? When you're writing. So I do want to get back to writing, but yeah, I'm one of those guys who, you know, but they say everybody don't write, so that's just my process. That's just my
I don't know,
process.
for some of the new music, I don't think they write anything down or even think too much, but that's my opinion.
Can you even write that down?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I know. They create new syllables I didn't even know about.
Like, man, that mumble rap is a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's your feeling on that, man? What's your feeling about the mumble rap now?
I just think they need to stop mumbling. But no, I mean, it's a time and a place for everything. Obviously, if I'm in a strip club, I don't want to hear multi-syllable rhymes. Right. I'm not trying to think too tough while, you know, it's bouncing in front of me. You know what I'm saying? So there's a time and a place for everything. But, you know, I just think that it's like the food pyramid. I just think that, you know, hip hop as a whole, it just needs to be like, you know, you got your steak, you got your potatoes, you got your veggies, you know. I think the dope artist should be the steak. And I think everything else, we can still exist, You can still make your money, be successful, but you just can't be the main part of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
We need the meat and the substance to be something with a message, something, you know, with content, something with lyrical skills behind it. You know, we can't allow this, you know, it's the balance is off right now. But people like you said, Kendrick, Cole, you know, they're trying to restore the balance. So, you know, it'll be all right, you know what I'm saying?
Like you said, it does move in cycles. You know, it went into the top, it's got to start from the bottom. But when you talked about like your process, I mean, for our young listeners out there, our viewers, I should say, do you have any certain lyrical exercises or mental exercises you might do to kind of help you throughout the day, or do you just memorize your stuff and just repeat it in your head? Like, do you have any kind of special, like any kind of tips, so to speak?
Be smart. You know, dumb rappers, that ain't the wave. You know what I mean? Read.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Read books, man. Be curious about things. Learn about things. Observe life. Take it in. You know what I'm saying? Guard your ideas. Ideas have literally put me in a position to pay my mom's bills. Ideas. You know what I'm saying? They're some of the most valuable things ever. So if you're young in the game and you're trying to come up, keep a tape recorder with you. Record your ideas. I don't care if people think you look crazy. Those ideas might become things, houses, cars, college tuitions. Ideas are valuable. So that's what I was saying. Yeah, you can just
record
boom,
it to your phone.
record straight into your phone. I got the voice memo app on my phone right now. You know what I'm saying? I might think of a crazy idea riding back to the hotel with you. I'm not letting that idea escape. I made a whole career off my ideas. They're too valuable. Every idea is getting locked down. Straight up.
Yeah, that's dope. I love that.
That's game right there, kids. For sure.
For real.
For real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, one thing, speaking of the kids, now this is one thing we always ask every single artist that comes on the show. Okay. Or anybody that we bring on the show, because we do multifaceted type of business owners, you know, people that are successful.
Rich Radio.
Yes, sir. You already know. And it stands for respect, integrity, confidence, honesty. That's what it's an acronym. So, and we'd like to drive that home because it's so important to us because, you know, I grew up in a bad situation. I had great parents, but I grew up in a bad situation because I got involved with the street life, you know? And one thing that I never had is somebody that truly understood what I was going through, so they couldn't really tell me a way that I could steer clear of that because my personality type isn't that. Then I tried to make it that. I wanted to stick my chest out to make myself look like I was someone I wasn't, when really I'm this nice guy that wants to make money.
Right.
So what would your advice be to the youth, I guess, or even just some of the young adults to kind of steer away from that street life and kind of get into the business realm?
You know, we all know it's only two places you can end up if you stay in the streets. You know, I don't even got to say it. You know, it's understood. You almost want to have some sort of purpose at a young age just so you can survive. You know, so try to find out what you like doing. Try to find out what you have a passion for, because all too often, the young cats that's in the streets, they're really just following somebody else's passion. Some of the older homies had a passion for gangbanging. They had a passion for drug dealing. They had a passion for, and then we just fell in line to their passion. Find your passion. I don't care what it is. Is it drawing? Is it making music? Is it basketball? Is it you want to be a doctor or a lawyer? Find your passion and make that a purpose and hold on to your purpose. Because once you really have a purpose, you won't fall off too much. You know, it'll keep you a little more grounded. You know what I'm saying? I mean, rap for me was always my purpose. I'm an MC before any other label that society can put on me. If they ever say, oh yeah, you dealt in some drugs before, or you did this before, you did that before, yeah, I might have. But even in doing those things, I knew I was an MC first. So I gotta be careful because my life is not in these negative realms. My life is on that stage behind that mic. So when you got a purpose, you know I gotta be careful out here. You know what I'm saying? And I just want, you know, the youngest to understand that, because it goes too fast, man. You'll turn around, 10 years have passed.
Oh, yes. Right?
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And it'll be too late. And I've seen too many wipe out, bro. I've seen too many wipe out. I got little homies doing 25 years right now that have free rides, football scholarships. Couldn't stop gangbanging though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we really gotta talk to the youth, man. We gotta talk to them, and we gotta make them understand, and we gotta set examples like you guys are doing right here. You're following a vision, a passion, a dream right now. This is a shining example for somebody coming up saying, hey man, I kind of wanted to do that too, but I don't even understand how can I do it. He bumps into one of you guys at a grocery store, asks you a few questions. Y'all changed the trajectory of his life.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So
It's kind of like when I met you, you kind of steered my path differently, because I was working in post-production studios.
Right.
Doing cartoons, video games.
Right, I remember.
But I was able to use the studio at night for music. Because I got into this because of music, right? But when I met you guys and seeing the moves you were making and kind of being able to live that kind of lifestyle, definitely changed the path of my life. Like I said, honestly, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I didn't go through that. So and I love the advice you give, because it's very unique to what anyone else has said on this show.
Exactly, man.
You know what I mean?
That was beautiful what you just said, for real, man, because they need to hear that, man. Purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you don't have a purpose, you can just follow anyone's lead, man. You're just gonna listen to the outside influences. But when you have a purpose and a drive, that will definitely steer you clear. Like for me, it was sports until I got injured, but that definitely kept me out of trouble, you know.
Right.
So you know, and you know that's something that they definitely need to hear that we haven't heard before.
That's good.
Purpose.
Purpose.
Purpose. Yeah, exactly.
I love that. And you definitely, and one thing about you too is you have a strong vocabulary, and I know that comes down to, I remember you telling me about when you used to sleep on the floor at a bookstore.
Right.
And you used to just read books like crazy.
I was
and you
homeless.
Educated yourself.
I was homeless, man. My homeboy from Watts, he opened a bookstore in Long Beach, man, on the east side. And he went to law school, man, and on a football scholarship, became a lawyer and wanted to give back to the hood. So he opened a bookstore on the east side of Long Beach, a very active part of Long Beach where, you know, gang violence and drug dealing and prostitution and everything you could think of is going on. He wanted to put something positive there, put the bookshop there. We used to come, do ciphers. You know, he would have authors come down. We would sit down and watch the, you know, talk to different authors and who made, you know, let them talk about the books that, you know, they wrote and all this kind of mind-opening experiences. And when I became homeless as a teenager, he was like, yo, you can stay in my bookstore. So I was like, all right, cool. That's a roof. You know what I'm saying? So I went up in the bookstore. I'm in the bookstore, and you're right, you know, eating cup of noodle, reading books. You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing. It was no TVs or nothing else in there. So it was like, I might as well educate myself. You know what I mean? And yeah, I read plenty of books, man, and it changed my perspective on a lot of things in life, you know. Yeah. But I encourage rappers, young rappers, to read. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, what you're doing is no different than somebody who's writing a book. You're writing. You're a writer. You are a writer. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what this new album, Good vs. Evil, the first one that I just dropped. You know, I'm trying to get people's idea. I'm trying to evolve people's idea of how to create a rap album. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want them to think in the normal terms of creating a rap album. So what I did is I made a science fiction, alternative reality album series that I'm dropping 4 of them. So, you know what I'm saying? When it's done, it'll be 4, a set of 4. And it's like Star Wars meets Menace to Society. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. It's like we can go anywhere with music.
Yeah.
We have no limitations.
That's true.
If you look at George Lucas and you say, dang, look what he created. Why can't we create that musically? Why can't we make the Matrix trilogy rap version? It don't have to be you. I'm rapping as a lead character. Yeah. It's not my life throughout this series. I'm just the lead character in the story. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start really reaching for different ways to create, and I'm trying to inspire to go to the next level in hip hop. I think the next level of hip hop is going to be, like I said, novels, audio novels. I think people are going to, we can only talk about ourselves so much.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? I think people are going to start going into that world where, all these movies we love will have rap, movie, graphic, audio novels that we love too. You know what I'm saying, on that level. So we'll see.
Yeah, that even makes me think, like, what if there was like an animated series where the whole episode is like rapping. It's like it's one song. Right. But there's a change ups in it, you know what I mean? Maybe the beat change, whatever, but it would be something that I feel like people would be intrigued on. Yeah. Because it's different, but it still has a storyline, and you're still rooting for the good guy or the bad guy, or whatever.
I'm definitely looking into making an animated series out of Good versus Evil next year. I'm definitely, I'm taking it to Comic-Con. Like, this is gonna be something different, you know what I'm saying?
I can plug you with some people with that too. I still talk to people in the animation world, so
Let's
I got
get
you.
it. Let's get it.
And I know,
see how that happens? You gotta speak things into existence.
Yes.
See what I mean? We just spoke on that. He just said what he said. Now watch what happens later.
Mm-hmm. You already know I'm about it too. I'll make sure and plug you in with the right people that live in LA. You'll be able to meet up with them. Actually, my boy Mark, you may have met him once. Yeah. I don't even know if he ever came to Salami Studios. I think that was just Horseshoe, but I'll link you with him for sure. Word. And I know COB was. I know Kenny. He drawn for a comic, like a comic book type thing. Are they still doing that? Mm-hmm. That's dope.
A lot of projects, man. I mean, I watch anime since I was a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? Like back before it was popular. You know what I mean? I watched Ninja Scrolls, and that got me hooked as a kid. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I watched that. You know what I mean? And that I want to bring hip hop into that world. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. I think that's super creative. Now, just for those that don't know how to follow you, where can everybody find you at? Like websites, Twitters, Facebook, stuff like that.
Man, come to Atlantic Avenue and Hill Street in Long Beach on the east side. You can find me right there, posted, you know what I'm saying? Crooked in Triago on Twitter, because they won't let me have Crooked Eye, and somebody has King Crooked, and they won't let it go. I can't have my own name on Twitter. That's cool, though. Dog, I've been hitting Twitter like, yo, can I have my own name? And they like, yo. So anyway, Crooked in Triago on Twitter. King Crooked, KXNG, you know what I'm saying? I took Malcolm X's name, Martin Luther King's name, and put them in one. You know what I'm saying? King Crooked. King Crooked on Instagram. Facebook finally got me. I avoided Facebook because, I got crazy family members who like to put all our dirty laundry out on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I got an old auntie and she don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't pay my bills? You think you big time, don't you? It's like, yo, I don't want to see all that. You know what I mean? So I just avoided Facebook, but they finally got me. I got the Facebook music page, King Crooked, and just hit me up, talk to me. I talk back. You know what I'm saying? I try to at least take a day or two out of the week to talk back to everybody who's been hitting me up. Can't get to everybody, but we try, and that's what it is.
No, man, I really, really appreciate you, man, and your time and coming out here to do this, because not only is this a big deal for us, right, but the people that are going to be watching this, and they're able to see it on regular TV.
Dope.
You know what I mean? For the fact that that's happening, even those that don't have the lavish big TV packages, they can see this. So it's a big deal to our city, man, because a lot of artists come through here. Yeah. They come and do a show, they go to sleep and they leave a lot of times. I've worked with a few people out here, like I've recorded Kid Ink, I've worked with E40, Jay Stylin, a lot of people from the Bay. Right. And I've recorded them out here because they'll like do a couple verses or whatever for some people. But for the most part, it's like a revolving door. Like they come here, they take their money and they dip. Right. So this kind of situation is extremely unique for our city. You know what I mean? Hugely, it's a lot
dope,
bigger than a lot you know, a lot of people would think or realize, unless you're from here and realize how big of a deal it really is, man.
I think it's dope that you guys have your show, you know what I mean? Creating a platform for artists, you know what I'm saying? It's just dope. I mean, the TV business, I really like it, man. You know, since I did the show on BET, so I'm doing other stuff too, but, you know, to see what you guys are doing down here, it's commendable, man. I salute it. You know what I'm saying? And now I know that when I come through Tucson, you know, I gotta stop by, say what up. If I got new things in the works, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
Even Horseshoe, man, Horseshoe, y'all gotta come on the show, man.
That's beautiful.
I gotta get y'all out here.
That's beautiful, man. That's dope.
And we could set up events, we could do whatever, man, and just make it a whole big thing, kind of like a reunion.
We could drink Louis, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Blow cigars, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. You already know, man. Well, again, thank you, man.
Thank you, man. You know what I mean?
appreciate you.
It's much love. You know what's up.
You've been fans for 10 years
In fact,
now.
it's been a dime, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy.
All right,
Yeah, bro.
pleasure, man.
You know?
what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, fam.
I see you. Golden Warriors, I see you.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Gotta represent my Dubs, you know?
Hey, man.
Hey.
I hope they beat LeBron. That's all I
Yeah.
can
Oh,
say.
yeah, man. They have to, man. They
West
don't,
Coast, baby.
they don't got a choice. For real.
You going down, Bronny.
For real, man.
Good.
But no, again, thanks, man, and R.I.C.H Radio. We out.
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Johnny with R.I.C.H Radio, which stands for Respect, Integrity, Confidence, and Honesty. And you can catch Season 2 coming on live on Channel 20, Creative Tucson. You can also find us on YouTube at richradio.llc, also on richradioshow.com. So come check us out. Season 2 is going to come live and direct.